Good afternoon, folks. It's Harrison with Mainely Acres Farms, and as promised, I have a survival book review for you guys out there. So what am I talking about? Well, it's this handy book right here. It's called The Lost Ways, and I believe the author's name is Claude Davis. The main reason I wanted to do the book review on this book is because there is a lot of horrible reviews out there for this book. I believe on Amazon, out of all the reviews done on this book, 63% of those reviews are trash talking this book. So I wanted to do a honest book review for you guys, talk about the pros, talk about the cons, and then at the end of the video, I'll briefly talk about some of the reviews I read on Amazon and talk to you guys and let you know why a lot of those reviews are complete BS and I wouldn't go by those. So let's dive right on to this book review here. So the first thing that I want to talk about in this review is the pros about ordering this book right here. So the first pro is that it has a lot of useful information in it. It has, different varieties of information. So I believe in my heart that it is a true survival type book because it talks about shelters, it talks about food storage and food preparation, it talks about medicinal plants, it talks about, a whole variety of things, and it's all convenient in one little book there, and it's nice to be able to open up a physical book and look at it. So that's going to bring me to my second positive thing about this book, is that they do offer a physical copy of this book. Now there are two different options that you can choose when ordering this book. You can get the cheaper option, which is just to get the ebooks or the downloaded version of the book, and then the second option, which is the one that I choose, is that you get all of those electronic books plus an actual physical copy of the book. So I suggest that it's always a good idea to get the physical copy of the book, so that way if you're ever in a survival situation or something like that, you can throw this in your bug out bag, or you can just reflect on it to get all the good knowledgeable information that's in this book. So that's going to bring me to the second pro on this book. It comes with 4 extra ebooks. Now, I wish that they would also offer the physical copies of these extra books that they add to it, but it's nice that they go ahead and add this to the package. And the titles of those books are What Every Survivalist Should Grow in Their Backyard, a medicinal plant map, so it covers the whole United States and it goes state by state and kind of tells you what medicinal or helpful plants that you have growing in your area. It also tells you how to outlive an EMP the old pioneer way. So that book in and of itself is a really good book. I really enjoy that, and I probably will end up printing out that book just so I can have it in a physical form like The Lost Ways here. And then the last book is really kind of an instructional book which shows you how to build a rotating can system. Another thing is that this book is really easy to read and understand. Now, one of the negative things that I read on a book review on Amazon was that, oh, this book is, double spaced and they have large characters, and that's why the book is so big, because it's full of, all this large font in there. Why, yes it is, but it is good for us older people that need that larger font to be able to read it and understand it and read it clearly. So I think that that's a pro that they offer the larger print. Another one is that there are tons of pictures in this book. So if you're somebody that likes to kind of look at how things are set up, and looking at pictures helps you understand things a bit better, this is going to be a book for you. But also on that same topic, towards the end of the video, I'll talk about some cons about dealing with the pictures in this book. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is there are a lot of great recipes in this book. So if you guys are into like weird recipes or older recipes, this book's for you too. So now let's go talk about the cons of this book. Now the cons that I have versus what everybody else has is a bit different. So I wanted to talk about some of the cons that I felt were important to mention in doing this book review. So the first con that I want to talk about is kind of what I talked about in the pros about the pictures. In the digital copy that they send you with this book, the pictures are all in color, which is a bonus. But in the actual physical copy of this book, everything is in black and white, and I can't stand that, especially when it comes to plant identification and looking. So I just wanted to come over here and show you guys what the pictures look like in black and white. Now, what I would suggest to kind of overcome that con is to take the plant section or the plant identifying section in your ebook and print out just those pages and add it to the book. All the other pictures that are in black and white are fine with me because I can still see what I need to see and do with those black and white pictures, but I do wish that they would have done the plant identification part in color because that's important. What are the color of the leaves? What the leaves, the flowers, and all that look like. The next con is it takes forever for them to ship out the actual physical copy of the book. So I know a lot of you guys out there, you're into, you know, the modern day thing, you know, order something and having it shipped to your door the next day. So if you're one of those people, this is a con for you because it typically takes anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks to actually get your physical copy of the book. Now, obviously with your electronic downloads, the ebooks and all that stuff, you get all of that as soon as you make your order. So that's pretty cool because you can read all that stuff on your computer before it gets here, and I think that that's a bonus. Another bonus with this book is he offers what he calls the Handshake Deal, which is a 30-day trial period for you guys to read this book and see if it's something that you want. If within that 30 days you find out that this book is not for you, then you can send it back, no questions asked, and get your money back. Now, obviously, I haven't tried that because I am a fan of the book and I'm going to go ahead and keep it. So that is one thing that I haven't tested out yet because I've seen a lot of negative reviews saying people, you know, wanted to return the book and it was a big hassle for them. So I can't really speak on that because that wasn't something that I had to go through. The next negative thing, in my opinion, is that when you actually go to the approved site to order this book, and I'll leave the link down below so you guys don't, you know, click on one of these spam links because there's a lot of crap out there that say that they can get you this book free or cheaper or whatever. So I will leave the link down in the description below. But when you go through that link, this company oversells everything, man. They try to get you to buy so much other stuff that they offer that it's sickening. I can't stand companies that do that. It reminds me of a car salesman, and that's a huge turnoff for me when it comes to ordering things. And another thing that I find that's kind of dishonest about this company is that, say, when you're ordering this book, there's many different screens you have to go through before you actually finally order the book. And one of the screens, it will show you like a collection of books, like four or five books, and they'll advertise it at this price, say $45 for all these books. And say if you say no, I'm not interested, and you go to the next page, they'll offer you the same option of books plus some at a fraction of the price. So to me, that is dishonest. I mean, if you're willing to offer that at a lower, why don't you just offer that in the beginning? Why do you do all this dishonest stuff there? That really ticked me off, and that's a con in my opinion when ordering this book. The second one kind of goes along the same thing. All the crap and junk emails you will receive once ordering this book. But the great thing about that is you can always unsubscribe to those emails like I did, and it will stop sending you all this stuff where they're trying to oversell you everything. So that was a huge con in my opinion when dealing with this book. But after I've unsubscribed to all that crap, it's been great. So that's going to bring us to some of the reviews that I read on the Amazon website, because like I said, 63% of these reviews were completely trash talking this book. Another bad review that I read about this book is talking about the medicinal plants that he suggests using, and more specifically talking about the wild lettuce recipe that he shows in this book. You're going to find all sorts of information, contradicting information when it comes to using any wild medicinal plant. You will find doctors out there completely bad-mouthing using medicinal plants and telling you not to do it, and then you'll find naturalists and people that swear by them and do all that. So, you know, when it comes to your health and dealing with medicinal plants, it's always a good idea to practice safe methods in utilizing it. So there are methods out there for, like, you know, rubbing the plant against your hand to see if you react. Then if you don't, you know, putting it on your lips or on your tongue. You know, there's different methods out there to seeing if you as a specific person are going to have a reaction to these plants. So I ruled that out because, like I said, there's so much conflicting information out there when we're talking about using these plants. But as an overall, a lot of these plants are very safe to use as long as you use caution when using them. And this book tells you that. So that's out of there. Another one that I want to talk about is everybody is complaining about how overpriced this book is, and that you can find all of this information on the internet for free. Well, with the second part about that, I definitely agree. You can find all of this information on the book on your own by going to a lot of great YouTubers out there and watching their videos, or you know, downloading some PDFs from, you know, libraries or stuff like that. You can find all this information. But like I said, all that information is packed into here, so you guys don't have to do all that research. You don't have to go to all these different places and compile all that. You save yourself money on ink cartridges and paper by not having to print all that stuff off, because it's already printed off for you. So the second thing I want to talk about is the overpricedness on that. How is that overpriced? A lot of you guys out there that are doing these reviews, you guys are just straight up cheapskates. It takes time and money to put all this information together, have a printing press, print out all this stuff and all of that. So for a $30 book, plus it comes with all those extra books that I talk about, this book is not overpriced. And if you think it's overpriced, then yeah, hey, go out there and find all this information, put it all together, print it off, do all that, but I guarantee you, you will spend double the amount of money than you would have done if you would have just ordered the physical copy of this book. Printer cartridges nowadays are ridiculously expensive. So knock yourself out if you want to go out there and print all this stuff out. And like I said earlier, if you're banking on having all this stuff on your computer so you can always look at it, we won't always have power, and you never know if we might get hit with an EMP or a solar flare that acts like an EMP, and all your electronics are no longer valid and you can't even access that information. So why even risk it? The great thing about having a physical copy, well, upside down here, the great thing about having this physical copy is if you're one of those bug out people that believe that you're going to bug out, you can throw this in your bug out bag and be down the road. Now, you guys know me if you follow me on my channel. I'm not a huge bug out person. I'm not a huge prepper person or survivalist. I'm just Joe regular out here homesteading, trying to make a living and trying to provide a life for my family. So once again, this book has a lot of great information on how to achieve that. And I've seen a lot of people say, you know, if you're an expert survivalist, this book isn't for you. Well, you're dang right it's not for you, because you know everything, right? All right. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. You got some good information about it. And hey, if you disliked this video, let me know with a thumbs down. And if you liked it, thumbs up all the way. If you guys are going to leave a thumbs down, please let me know in the comments below why you're putting a thumbs down, and we can kind of talk about this, because like I said, there's a lot of misconception about this book, and you guys, if you follow me on my channel, you know that I'm really active in the comments below. So please, I encourage you guys, good or bad, put it down in the comments down below. And if you guys are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button down below and hit the bell right next to it, so that way you'll see when we put out our new videos and you'll be notified of all the latest greatest happenings here at Mainely Acres. Also, if you guys want to follow us off of YouTube, we have a Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter account, so feel free to put on any questions you have or comments on there. And also, if you actually liked this video and the videos that we put out on our channel, help us by checking out our Etsy account down in the description below, and check out some of the goodies that we sell here on the homestead. That's a good way for you guys to show us some love and show us some support by ordering some of our goodies on there. It really helps us out, and we really enjoy making these things and offering it up to you guys. So as always, guys, take care and spend time with that family. Negative review I seen is talking about the smokehouse and how that's a horrible design and build of a smokehouse. What the heck are you guys smoking? That is a perfect, solid smokehouse build for you guys out there to do. It is built off of a premise of a cold smoke. So a lot of people were saying, you know, if you cold smoke this stuff and eat it, you'll get sick. Well, no. If you eat any raw meat or anything like that, you're potentially are at risk for getting sick. So when you're smoking bacon and doing all this stuff, you normally cook it after you smoke it, right?